Alright, what's going on guys? The Saiyan17 here, and today I'm finally back with some Dragon Ball content. As you know, I've been away for quite some time, haven't really talked about Dragon Ball in months, and people have been messaging me all the time saying, what happened to the videos? I thought this was a Dragon Ball channel, and all that stuff. Well, here it is. I know Dragon Ball Super is what everyone wants to talk about, and I will eventually get to that, but you have to understand I've been away for quite some time. I haven't had the chance to review or give you guys my thoughts on Resurrection F, so to me it just made sense to talk about this movie first before moving on to all that other stuff. Basically, I'm just picking up the channel from, where I left off. Now, at this point, all of you guys should have watched Fukatsu no F, and yes, I'll be calling it Fukatsu no F in this video, simply because I'm too used to that, and it just sounds much better to me than Resurrection F. So yeah, as I was saying, it's been months now since its big screen debut, and the movie just came out on Blu-ray. I'm actually still waiting for my copy to arrive because Amazon is taking forever, but whatever, it'll be here in a few days, and I'll maybe unbox it for fun. But anyways, if you still haven't watched the movie, I don't know what you're doing, and too bad because this video will contain spoilers. So let's get started. Now, Battle of Gods was a movie that changed the Dragon Ball formula. It was a movie that felt like it was expanding the world or universe that we know and love. And it was a movie that felt like it was taking this franchise into a new direction. Fukatsu no F comes along, and Fukatsu no F throws all of that out the window. To me, it felt like this movie sort of backpedaled the entire franchise back to what it was in the early 90s. It sort of went back to that old formula again that the Toei Dragon Ball Z films had. New enemy comes to Earth, side characters try to put up a fight but end up getting beat, the main hero arrives and then some cool new transformations are shown, and the heroes end up winning at the end. It sort of does go back to that formula, but at the same time I felt like it gave us something new. It still managed to keep that classic Toriyama feeling that I look forward to each and every time. Now, I personally love Toriyama's humor, and I've said this in previous videos, but when it comes to character interactions, Toriyama is second to none. In Battle of Gods, a lot of people complained that way too much time was spent on Bulma's party, but to be honest with you, I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. The way I see it, Toriyama has done such an excellent job at creating this world and these characters where you can literally just watch them for hours, doing random stuff and hanging out with each other. And I feel the same way when it comes to Fukatsu no F. I loved how Krillin randomly became a police officer and how he was fighting crime. I loved the banter between Goku and Vegeta while they were training with Whis. I loved when Bulma was screaming at Frieza. And most importantly, I loved Jaco. This movie brought to life a new character that had only existed in the manga, and he fit in perfectly. Not once did it feel like he was shoehorned in. He was one of my favorite things about this movie. The way he was interacting with the other characters was awesome, like that scene where he shows Bulma the drawing he made of Frieza. He had his own unique fighting style, where he was just fleeing from the enemies but somehow still defeating them, and he even had some of the best dialogue in the movie. After watching this movie, how can you not love Jaco? I personally cannot wait to see more of him in the future. Now, for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, will know that I'm a huge Piccolo fan. Piccolo is my second favorite Dragon Ball character, after Goku obviously, and I absolutely love the fact that he got his time to shine along with characters like Tien, Gohan, Krillin, and Master Roshi. Those characters actually got a nice chunk of screen time until Goku and Vegeta finally came to Earth. The big battle at the end between Goku and Frieza was done really well also. I felt like the action scenes and the fight choreography was the best it's ever been in a Dragon Ball Z movie. And the animation was also fantastic. The only thing I don't like is how they randomly add those CGI scenes in because they think it looks good, but in reality it just breaks the scene and takes you out of the moment. But I will say this though, they did do a better job at blending it in this time compared to how it was in Battle of Gods. Now, I have already talked about Goku and Vegeta's new transformation in previous videos, so I'm not going to get into that topic again. And I've also made an entire video on Golden Frieza. So to keep it short, I will say that I do very much love both of these transformations. Next, I wanted to talk about the voice acting of this movie. Now, I have seen the movie in English and in Japanese, just like the previous one. And if you know me, you already know I like the Japanese dub better for Dragon Ball. But you have to judge them as their own separate thing. You can't really compare them in my opinion, since they're so different. The Japanese one, not much to talk about there, since it's pretty much just perfection at this point. Whether it's Nakao or Horikawa or Nozawa, these guys have been playing these characters forever, and they nail them every single time. The English side, however, there is something to talk about. Chris Ayres as Frieza. Sean and Christopher Sabat are awesome, but my goodness, Christopher Ayres 100% steals the show. This is the greatest Frieza I've ever heard when it comes to the English dub. He was already good in Kai, but now he's just amazing. Especially the part near the end of the movie where Frieza just gets beaten down and has that huge, that mental breakdown where he screams. That was absolute perfection. I know there's a lot of Linda Young fans, but come on, man. Christopher Ares is just 100 times better as Frieza. And one thing I have to say about the Funimation dub of Dragon Ball Z is that with every new release, they just keep getting better and better, and that's really, really awesome to see. Before I wrap up this video, I do want to talk about the ending of this movie. This is a very controversial ending. I feel like it does have, mixed reactions. Some people love it, some people hate it. I, for one, actually do not hate it at all. Maybe it's because I'm not a huge fan of Vegeta. Maybe it's because I like Goku much better than Vegeta. But a lot of people have said that Vegeta got robbed, and that he didn't have his moment. I don't agree with that, actually. I actually believe that Vegeta got his moment. Vegeta was the one at the end who saved Goku by making way for Krillin. Vegeta was the one who killed Sorbet. Vegeta was the one who knocked Frieza out of his golden form. And Vegeta was the one who was standing proud and tall over Frieza, ready to blast him back to hell. It's not always about who gets the cooler fight scenes. In my book, Vegeta was a hero, and Frieza couldn't even land a single shot on him when they were fighting. Now, Frieza did kill Vegeta by blowing up the Earth, but in my opinion, that could have happened to anyone. If Goku was the one in Vegeta's place, Goku would have been the one to die. So to me, that wasn't really a big issue. Speaking of big issues, there were two problems I had with this movie. Number one was power. Now, I'm not gonna get into power levels and stuff because that's a whole other topic, but the Z fighters aside from Goku and Vegeta were nerfed. Quite a bit, except for Master Roshi. Master Roshi I felt was too strong, and Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, and Tien I felt were too weak. In my opinion, Piccolo alone would have wiped out the entire Frieza army. And the second problem I had with this film was that it left some stuff out. For example, they never showed us Frieza actually training to become that strong. They never showed us Goku and Vegeta achieving the new form. They both just had it already in the movie. And they also didn't show us where Goten, Trunks, and Boo were the entire time. Now, after watching Dragon Ball Super, I can see why they maybe kept these things out of the movie. Maybe the entire plan is to expand on this once we're actually into the Fukatsu no F arc in the anime, which I am very much excited for. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. After all this stuff that I just talked about, Fukatsu no F has become my favorite Dragon Ball movie, with Battle of Gods now at second place. I watched the film twice on the big screen, and once I receive my Blu-ray copy, I'm gonna watch it like 50 more times. The movie looks good, it has really good music, the action was awesome, and I felt like it did justice to Frieza's character, unlike Fusion Reborn, where, Frieza comes back and gets destroyed by like one hit. I love this film, and no matter what anyone says, my opinion will remain the same. Fukatsu no F or Resurrection F is awesome. Go buy the movie on Blu-ray now and support what you love. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!